Okay, hi Christina. I saw you on my list today. I'm Larissa Bork. I'm a student athletic therapist, and I saw your note about the Achilles tendonitis and wanting to get taped. So just remind me what sport you play?
Soccer.
Soccer, and what position are you?
I'm a defender.
A defender, okay. And have you been taped before?
Yes.
Yes, so you're not allergic to the spray or anything?
Correct.
Okay, perfect. So before we do the tape job, I'm just going to check out a few things. So first thing, I'm just going to observe the area. Look for any decap BTLS, any deformities, abrasions, uh, contusions, penetrations, burns, lacerations, anything like that. I'm not seeing any of that. I'm also going to look for swelling, so I'm not seeing any swelling. Is it okay if I, of course, use my hands today to palpate and do the tape job?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. So I'm just going to use my hands to look for any heat. I'm not feeling any differences in heat between the two Achilles here. Alter function, you're still playing, you just kind of want more of that support and help with that tendonitis. I'm not seeing any redness, and actually we're going to do a bit of palpation for pain. I just want you to tell me when it's painful, okay? Because that's going to help with our tape job, all right?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so our painful region is about that malleoli and about an inch or two above the malleoli, so we'll keep a mental note of that because it comes into play for our tape job. Okay, I'm also going to look for a painful range of motion. So you can just tell me when you get into a painful range.
Yeah, right there.
Right there. Okay, so I'm just going to back you off here a little bit, and that's where we're going to be taping you today. So it seems like that's your relaxed position, so we'll just keep you there. And then lastly, we're just going to want to check our pulse, motor, and sensation before we begin. So I'm actually going to check your pulse, kind of in this region. That's good. Can you wiggle your toes? Good. Can you feel this?
Yep.
Perfect. Okay, so we're good to start. So first thing I'm going to do, just going to spray the area. Okay, so that's good. And we're going to start with our anchor, kind of at that mild tendinous junction of the calf. So I'm going to want you, since we're keeping you in this position, I just want you to push your toes into me, get that calf contracted. There we go, good. Yep, keep pushing, push. There we go. All right, you can relax. Okay, so that's our first anchor. Our next anchor is going to go on the foot. We want to make sure we're not getting over those MTP joints or anything. We don't want to add any additional friction or pain in those areas. So looking at those joints there, we want to make sure we're more proximal to them. And also with this anchor down here, we really want to ensure that we're not going to have any wrinkles or anything like that. And especially with females' feet, we do splay a lot more when we walk or run. So I'm going to want to push on that fifth just to help splay that foot and get that anchor nice. And the anchor, we don't want to end on the bottom either. We want to end on the top as well. So now we have our two anchors. I'm also going to put a heel and lace pad into our Achilles here, because we do want to prevent any irritation from the tape on the Achilles itself. And now that we have that, we can begin the more supportive portion of the tape. So first thing we're going to do, we're just going to measure this non-tear here. And we're going to put it on that bottom anchor, really molding it in. And before I do this, I do again just want to check that painful range. So tell me when it hurts.
Yep.
Right there. So once again, back it off a little bit. That's where we're going to do it. Pulling this first strip over. It's okay if we do go past to get that tension that we want, because we can heat mold it here and we can dog ear it down. We're going to do our next anchor. So just like the first one again, Christine, if you could push into me with your foot. Excellent. Get that calf contracted. Okay, you can relax. So we have our second anchor. So we're going to do our other anchor here on the bottom of the foot, same thing. Getting that measurement. And then splaying that foot by pushing it. Ensuring that we don't have any wrinkles or anything on the foot. That's good. And then we're going to do another one of these strips. Again, we can check that painful range.
Yep,
right there. So again, back it off a little bit. Heat molding the strip. Pulling it up. Heat molding that. Dog earing it just a little bit. Doing those anchors again. So go ahead, push into me. Excellent. Now we can do one less strip here. We didn't exactly have to do a second, but based on the size and sport of our athlete, we do want to do a little bit of extra support here. Okay, you can relax. Going to do this bottom anchor again. Again, splaying that foot. Ensuring we don't have any wrinkles in this tape at all. And now we're essentially going to do our last supporting strip with this. So same thing, we're going to measure it. Cut that strip. My athlete's still in that more plantar flex position. This time though, you're going to take this strip and we're essentially going to split it until that painful area. So that painful area was around the malleoli to about 2 inches higher. So to about this point, just above that heel and lace pad. So I'm just going to do an initial cut in this. Just so it's ready. I'm going to put it onto the bottom of that foot again. Pull it up. We can adjust this after, so that's why I'm not pulling too much here, not too concerned. We're going to put our bottom anchor on just to hold it for us. So again, measuring, putting that over, splaying that foot, making sure we have no wrinkles. We do have our split ready. So as I said, we're going to pull it a bit, and we're going to want to make our split come down to just above that painful region. So right there is perfect. Then we're going to take these two split portions. We're going to pull up, bring it around to our front. And we're going to close this as well. I'm going to close this one with ultralight because we don't need that much bulk on that last anchor. There we go. Just making sure we get those strips. And so before we really encircle that calf, push into me again. Perfect. Keep pushing. Excellent. Now we do have a soccer player here. You can relax. We do have a soccer player here, so their socks do come up to about here, so we don't really need to close this tape job, so that's fine for the soccer player. Also, one thing we also want to do, we just want to fold under these tape edges, just prevent from tearing, prevent that excessive irritation, just improve that comfort down here of that tape job. Okay, so Christina, we're going to see how this feels now. I'm just going to check our pulse again before we get up. Pulse looks good. Can you wiggle your toes? Perfect. Can you feel that?
Yep.
Perfect. Okay, so I'm just going to get you to get up. We'll do some soccer specific movements, see how that feels. Okay, so if you just want to do, like, as a defender, I'm sure you're doing, like, a lot of, like, back and forth cutting. So if you just want to do some of those. There you go. Yep. And maybe just a couple, like, karaoke's kind of things. So, like, crossing your feet while you go. Perfect. How's that feel?
Feels good.
Feels good? All right, you feel like you can play with that?
Yep.
Okay, perfect.